Hi Stitchy friends, I'm back after many months. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Well, a long time since you've seen me. I've actually seen quite a bit of you since I've been keeping up on Flosstube as much as I possibly can, since there's so many of us. But I'm back. I've tried for several weeks again. I'm just plagued. I'm apparently gadget impaired, which would be news to my family, but I'm apparently gadget impaired. My husband, in an effort to be very supportive for Christmas, bought me a camera, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't figure it out. It videotapes for a little while and then it just shuts off, and then it starts again and then it shuts off. Anyway, so I'll have to figure that out, but it was easier to do this on my phone than it was to wait for yet another month. I was telling our little stitching group that perhaps I should just change my name from Shawnamarie Stitches to the Quarterly Stitcher, or maybe the biannual Stitcher at the rate I'm going. But, oh yeah, if you have not seen me before, my name is Shawnamarie, and my channel is Shawnamarie Stitches, and it is a channel mostly about cross stitch or embroidery or wool applique, or whatever strikes my fancy. It's just for my kicks and giggles. And so that's what, yeah, if that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right spot. I have some updates on my stitching and my projects that I'm doing. I'm going to do a little bit of a WIP parade / this is just where my WIP is, just because I don't have a ton of WIPs. I think I had 7 the last time I talked to you, and I think now I'm more like up to 17 or 15, or I don't know. We'll count them as we go. And then some plans. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Life updates. I haven't seen you since the tail end of summer, and summer was fabulous. Warm as usual. We live in Utah and it tends to be fairly warm during the summer. And we went camping. My husband and I bought I don't know, a white van. Don't ask me what kind it is. Maybe a Ford. I think it's a Ford. A Ford van, a 12-passenger van, and we gutted the inside and started building. We're going to build a camper van because he's going to retire in a couple of years, and I like to camp, but I like to camp no longer on the ground. I need to have like a regular bed, and so yeah, we're going to put a bed in it. Anyway, we had a little van that we bought this summer, or last year, that I may or may not have told you about, that I adored. It was a 1995 Chevy. One of the old, like, I think club vans that they were, with, the velour inside, and the back seat laid down into a bed, and they had captain's chairs and everything was fuzzy. Anyway, we gutted that and made that a camper van, put a bed in it, and we're going to do more, but my husband decided that that was too small. It did not fit his idea of the amount of room that we needed. And so we sold that to a lady who, yeah, was in her 70s and had decided that she was going to live in a van. And so she was super happy to get it, and I was super happy to give it to somebody that really wanted it, because I adored it. I like the old classic look. The van we have now is like, oh, another white van. Lovely. And then to make it even more unattractive in my eyes, we put a high top on it so that you can stand up in it, which I do love that part. I bless his heart for doing that. My husband just wanted to stand up in it, and I like being able to stand up in it too. But from the outside, it's, yeah, no matter where I park, I will know where I am, because it's the big white, I call it the beluga whale. Maybe we'll come up with a name. And I told my husband he could do whatever he wanted to the outside of the van as long as I got to do the inside. So he can man it up on the outside, but I want cute girly on the inside. Anyway, that was summer. Summer was camping. We had a good Thanksgiving. We did Thanksgiving early with our kids when they were in the country. Some of them are living in Costa Rica right now. And so they had come back, and so we had Thanksgiving early with the majority of our children. And then that apparently turned out to be a good thing, because we were going to do Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day with the kids that are still here in the area. And their children, my grandchildren, brought COVID to the house. So yes, they managed to dodge COVID for the 1.5 or 2 years that it's been. with my son being a firefighter, like he didn't manage to bring it home, but the kids brought it home and everybody got sick. And so Thanksgiving was very quiet. And then we had kind of a repeat for Christmas, in the sense of we did Christmas early when some of my grandkids were here in town. And then we had a good Christmas. It was quiet after we got home. We took the kids that are here in town and we went sledding. And I haven't been sledding since my kids were in high school. So it had been a very long time. And so we had nice brand new inner tubes and they were super slippery. And oh yeah, we got on the inner tubes and went down the hill. You know, nothing like putting a 200-pound woman on a tube. Whew. About ran my grandkids over.
All right, we're ready?
Ready?
Here we go.
He's going backwards. He's so uncomfortable going backwards. Oh, bouncing.
Anyway, it was very fun, and we went Christmas morning, so we had the hill pretty much to ourselves. There was a few other people out there, but not too many, because everybody was home opening Christmas presents except for us. And then here we are in January, and I'm trying to think if I forgot it. Oh, I did forget something. My mom came to live with us permanently at the beginning of September. And so my mother came back to live with me, and she will be here from now on. And so we've been in the process of, we had carpet laid, which took forever. Like, we tried to have all of these things done before she got here. That did not happen. You can thank COVID and the weird little delivery shortages, all that good stuff that has been going on. But we got the carpet in. We couldn't find anybody to lay tile. So we resolved our floor issues, and Tim and I laid tile. And if I remember, I will put a picture of that in. And I think it looks lovely, and I'm glad to have it done. But I'm really tired of projects. So I will be glad when we get a few of our other projects done, and hopefully we can get some help putting kitchen cabinets in, because I don't want to have to learn how to do that. Anyway, that's my life updates. So my mom is back with me, and on 2 years ago, kind of switching over to stitchy talk, 2 years ago, or the other day, we got this package. So we get this package. It's from the post office. It says, "We care." And it says, "We sincerely regret the damage to your mail during being handled by the post office. We hope this did not inconvenience you. We realize your mail is important to us, and that you have every right to expect things to be delivered in a good condition. Although every effort is made to prevent damage to the mail, occasionally this will occur because of the volume of mail handled, the rapid processing methods which must be employed to assure." Anyway, we hope you understand, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we get this package in the mail. And my mom says as soon as she saw this in the mailbox, she knew what this was. And as soon as she showed it to me, I knew what it was. So 2 years ago, when my mom was here to stay with me for that 6 or 8 months, whatever it was, she had ordered something for us off of FiberTalk. So here, oh, and I didn't think about the address part. Oh, anyway, here it is. So here's this envelope. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Anyway, my mom had ordered us needle minders from FiberTalk, and they had shipped them out. And Gary, oh, forgive me, I can't think of his wife's name right now. Marie? Yeah, totally escapes me. Anyway, they didn't come. And after a while, my mom emailed them and said, you know, have you mailed these? And they were like, we did. We sent them out. Anyway, sometimes these things get lost, and they were super sweet, and they sent out some other ones. But, yep, here they are. They finally came. Ta-da! They're a little bit dirty and a little bit beat up, and the envelope is horribly beat up. I don't know. It's even got holes in it. So I don't know what happened to it, but 2 years later, the post office came through. Here's our little needle minders from FiberTalk. So that was very entertaining. Yeah, that was very entertaining. So my mom, while she was gone, has been stitching lots. and lots, and she brought me some of her things upstairs. And I don't know all the names of the designers for these, and she couldn't remember. So if I happen to remember, like if we happen to remember them, I'll put them in the notes later. But off the top of my head, if I don't know it, yeah, you're out of luck. This is, I don't know if I'm gonna need something to put behind it, probably. Valentine. And that's on an opalescent. I think it's just done in DMC. So she did that. We're gonna turn that probably into a little pillow. And she says I did this, but I don't think I did. Like, I don't remember it. I think she did it. Mystery fabric. Looks like it's 20 count Ada. Love. This I know is a Liz Matthews. Hello, Liz, Hello by Liz Matthews. This is on a piece of 20 count Ada that we dyed. Ooh, boy, is that blowing it out. It was super, super green. Like very springy green. Anyway, isn't that pretty? I love the colors. Green and purple. Oh, there, that's about the green that it is. Ta-da! Oops, my calendar just fell down. I'm sitting at my work desk. Then she stitched this on a piece of gingham. I want to say 28 count, just looking at it. It was from Hobby Lobby. I think it's the Artiste line. I think it's a 28 or 32 count merino. Anyway, that one's fun. I like the variegated, oh, what you call it, floss on the spool, so it looks like threads. This is also, I believe this is Liz Matthews. It is stitched on a piece of something my mom dyed. Something she dyed blue, and then she decided to dye it purple. Always. I see a lot of finishing in my future. Spring to go on her clock that we showed before. This is the spring one. So we'll be fixing that. And then this is Brenda Gervais wordplay. She changed a couple of the flosses so that they were the variegated DMCs. It's on a piece of fabric that we dyed back a couple years ago. 20 count Ada. That's very fun. So she's been busy. This was only part of her stack. She did not bring me the whole stack. So she's been busy. She's been a stitching fiend. One of the other things that we have been doing, my mom and I, is we have been meeting with some people here in the area. I think there's about 13 of us right now. Come join us if you want to. We'll squeeze you in. We've been stitching once a month as a group. Brenda, Handwork Maniac, her daughter, Shawnamarie, Colette, whose YouTube channel just flew out of my head. I want to say Highway Stitcher. I'll be completely wrong, but it might be Highway Stitcher. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember it. And then I think those are all the like YouTuber people. Oh, Jenny, Cricklewood Creek, Cricklewood Creek. I can't say it. Jenny Anderson. And then Jordy of Jordy's Handmaids, and Emily. Anyway, we have a good time. Anyway, we have been using the portal, the Facebook portal. I have one, and I use it to, talk to my grandkids. And we have been propping a TV at the end of the table. And then we get Sharon from Nevada, and we get Kim from Ohio, and they come on, and then they join our stitching group. And at our stitching group, which is, it's fun to get to know people, but this last weekend, Sharon and Kim came in. Kim was on a business trip, and she stopped by, like had a layover for a couple days here in the area, and so we all met at her hotel. I met her and Sharon at the hotel and had a great time stitching on a Friday night and a Saturday last week. And while we were there, Sharon had asked if Autumn Lane Stitchery, if they would come, because several of us are stitching the Autumn Town that Erin drew, made, produced, whatever the correct, designed, that's the word I'm looking for, designed. And so she had asked if they could come and just meet with us and see what we're stitching and just, you know, drop by. And so that Saturday, when we were stitching, Erin came by. Cassandra was ill, and so she did not come, which I'm thankful for. Let's keep all our sicknesses to ourselves. But Erin came and spoke to us, and while they were there, oh, and that was fun. Like, it was very fun. It was fun to hear, like, like the design side, the different things that you worry about and wonder and pick each other's brains. You know, he picked our brains and we picked his brain. And while he was there, they were very kind, and they brought us sorry, I was going to scoot it over so you could see the little card, but they brought us a needle minder, this is one of their new needle minders. I saw it on their site the other day. And they have a little pattern that matches it. I don't have it. And then they were kind enough to bring us some patterns that we could choose from. And I'll show you the Autumn Town because I'm stitching on that later. But, oh, and I didn't think to take these out. I hope they don't reflect too much. So this is the one that my mom chose. It's called Witch's Spell. She loved the colors in it. It's so fun. So that's a Witch's Spell. And then this one is Matilda the Pumpkin Witch. This is, Amy chose this, one of the gals that had come that day. She had to leave to pick up her kids when he happened to come by. And so I am going to be taking this over to her, but that was the fun one that she chose, was Matilda. And the one I chose is Love Grows Here. And I just thought that was a sweet pattern. And so that was so sweet of Erin and Cassandra to allow us to have those patterns and to bring us the darling needle minders. And we were very appreciative of that. And it was, like I said, it was very fun to talk to him and get to know him and learn more about the designing aspect of cross stitch. And so it was just a good day. Football and cross stitch. Green Bay lost. Green Bay lost. Yeah. That was unexpected. And I forgot to tell you that we went to Stitch West. Stitch West. Oh, and I even have my little Stitch West, my small. I'll have to put a picture in of the smalls that my mom and I did for Stitch West and that was back in October. I'm sure you've seen things from then. I think I have a video of the brag table just because it was so fun to see what everybody has stitched. But the small that I got from my little stitchy friend was this sweet little pillow, and she was so apologetic. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that it's not Halloween," but you know what? I'm not a huge Halloween girl, so I was thrilled to get something Valentine's. See the cute fabric on the back? It's like got foil in it. So that was a very fun little pillow, and I should have grabbed my mom's. I didn't even think about it because it was October. And I have forgotten those things over the course of the last 4 months. I don't know what it's been. It's been a hot minute. Anyway, we went to Stitch West, and the thing that made me think about it was while we were there, part of our table decided that we would do a round robin. And so this is the pattern that we're doing as a round robin. This is one of my works in progress. It's a Stargazer pattern by Carolyn Manning. And so we decided to do that. And Jordy, here, I'll stitch it so it looks, I'll set it up so it looks nice and neat. So Jordy made us a little bag, little bird fabric for our round robin. And it has a little accessory bag in it. Whoops. It has my glasses in it at the moment. There you go. And for the round robin, we each chose our own colors. And I am not particularly fond of like beigey browns. And so anything that was beige or brown in here, I swapped out. And I don't know if you're going to see this very well. Here's my colors. They're on a ring. I took a snapshot of it and put it on my ring. And then there's my conversion for my colors. And then let's see if I can fan these out so they look nice. So it's just all brighter, like brighter blues, deeper purples, brighter purples, pink, some greens, some grays, no brown, just not my thing. And so I chose the fabric I chose to do that on is, I'm definitely going to need something to put behind that, is 20 count black Ada. And so there's my start on that. And I love the colors. So yeah, I've got about 20 days to do the 6 blocks, and we could do 6 whatever blocks. I think I'm gonna do straight down the side 6 blocks before we pass it on to the next person. And so that is my first WIP. And thing that I have been working on that is not the thing that I said I was going to be working on the last time I saw you. When I was fussing and fussing and fussing about it and said, oh, please keep me on task. And Brenda was so good about every time she saw me, she'd say, now, Shauna, are you working on your, you know, your stocking? Which is what I had asked everybody to do, was keep me motivated, on task. So here in my Christmas bag, these are all bags that I made other than Jordy's, because I have lots of fabric and I have lots of fabric I like. So if you have not watched me before, or if you have forgotten, because like I said, it's been a hot minute since I talked to y'all, I am stitching this stocking right here, or a variation on this stocking would probably be more appropriate. It's out of the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, the July-August of 1989. See, if I'd stitched it in 1989, I could have been enjoying it all these years, but I didn't. Anyway, I stitched this top, this adorable little alternate top, and I'm stitching this, except for I have made some significant changes because heaven forbid I actually do it the way the pattern is. So instead of having this quilt right back here, I took the quilt out and I put not a pattern, I put the window in from one of the other stockings. I think it's the little girl's room. And then I kept the wreath. I'm changing the color of the cabinet, and I changed the color of the rug, and I'm taking out a lot of this little periphery down there. I don't care for it. I like a little bit cleaner look. And so the last time you saw it, it was, I think that I had, well, I'm pretty sure I finished it down to the sewing machine. Oh, sorry. My Q-snaps are very tight. And I was going to take it out so you could see. Oh my gosh. Either I've become weak in the course of the day, or these really are tight. Hiya. Oh, I don't know if I can get this last one off. I don't know why that one's so tight. Anyway, here's my stocking as it stands today. And I will try to put a picture in here if I can figure it out. If I can't figure it out, then you're just going to look at me for like 3 hot seconds while I go like this. And then this is what my stocking looks like now. So the cuff is done as it was the last time you saw it. I have finished the little bit of curtain that I had left. I've put in some wallpaper. I started the side of the cabinet. I did all the back stitching on the sewing machine and on the cabinet. I stitched the basket. I stitched the sheep, and I think I'm pretty much done with the rug. So I've got the rug and the other basket and the cat done. And so this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this hoop and finishing in this little area here. I started stitching on this stand, but that's kind of where I lost my motivation in August, because I just don't want to do the 9 million little tiny quarter stitches that are gonna be required in order to make that little teeny tiny spindle. Couldn't think of what it's called. It's the end of the day. I really should tape these at 3 a.m. That's when my brain is fresh. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry about that. Someone came in. So yeah, so there it is. And if I would just sit down and put as much time into this as I do into not working on it, it would be done, because I think most of my customizing is been on this side. And from here on up, it should just be a matter of stitching in the cabinet just in the different color until I get to the top of the cabinet. The top of the cabinet currently in the pattern has these little angel dolls up here. Ooh, let's see, where are they? Right there. Angel dolls. And I don't want the angel dolls. I'm going to put the nativity in out of, I don't know which other stocking it's in. Anyway. So that's what I'm working on there. My goal is to have it done by Christmas. Once I told myself or realized that even if I finished it, I would still keep it up all year long just so I could enjoy it, I no longer cared if I got it done by Christmas, because I could finish it in February and I'm still going to keep it up until next Christmas because I love it. And I really love it with the changes. So that is the progress on my stocking, and the things that I have been working on. Sorry, I'm putting my key snap back together so I can put it in my bag. I have lots of other things that I've been working on, just none of them my stocking. So what next? Oh, sorry, it was sitting in my pile of bags. For our little stitching group that we just had last weekend with Sharon and Kim, and Brenda and Colette and Amy and all the whole stitchy group people. My mom made everybody a project bag, and in the project bag, and I love it. I love black and red. I love red, but I don't know. I just love this fabric. It makes me happy every time I see it. And my mom made it. And this is a cute little inside fabric. And then inside she made these little things to put your needles on. And then she also made these, which I just love this. For some reason, it reminds me of like a little teeny tiny elf shoe. Anyway, it's for your orts. Isn't it adorable? And I love that it folds flat. And I can go in my project bag and I will be all matchy-matchy. So now I have 2 Christmas project bags. So that made me very happy. Sorry, I heard something fall down. I don't know what it was. And then the other thing, kind of all over the place, that I have been not working on. I mean, I did work on it, but I can't show you it because I don't have it. So my girlfriend and I think we were working on this the last time I talked to y'all. We were working on the Berry Bowl by Heartstring Samplery. Berry Bowl Sampler, excuse me. I call it the Berry Bowl. It's the Berry Bowl. Anyway, we chose fabrics. My girlfriend Carrie did not want to stitch on anything other than Ada, which is fine. And so I had a piece of earthen and a piece of shale. 20 count? Nope, 18 count. So those are the 2 fabrics that we chose. And I thought they looked well together. And all I can show you for mine is I have empty fabric because I still have to do the other half. So we stitched this half right here. And then I will start working on this one pretty soon. I was going to stitch on it this weekend, but I took the pattern and the thread or the fabric and forgot to take any thread. So that was a problem. But I also got this last week, my girlfriend sent me her half and it's all done. And it does not look like the other, it doesn't look like the picture because of course we changed things up. So this, like this bowl in particular, you can see it probably best on. Like we changed that out. Any place that there were the golds on this side, the DMCs did not, like they were all so similar. And yeah, I don't know what they looked like in the overdyed, but in the DMCs they were so close that when you put them together you couldn't tell that they were different golds. And so we changed them out. We made them a different color, and we put in some blue and purple. So this is our version of the berry bowl. We also changed some of the baskets because the browns were very similar when you didn't do the DMC, or didn't do the overdyes and did the DMCs. And so you couldn't see the pattern, and the pattern is what the bowls are all about. I mean, they're gorgeous. The design is very fun, but we did have some challenges with it. And so here is Carrie's side of the berry bowl. So now I need to get my tushy in gear and stitch the other half so I can have it done and hang it on my wall, because it really is cute. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. So that is that. In my little, again, bag that either my mom or I made. This time she made this one. I love this bag. She made me this bag a long time ago, and it's perfect for sticking in, sorry, like a small project. And she made it with those little snappy, like with a tape measure, so this just snaps shut. Anyway, I love this bag. She says, oh, it's looking worn. Probably just needs a bath now that I'm thinking about it. I use it all the time. So that's project number 1, 2, 3. I'm at 3 projects. So then this is a bag I made this summer just because I saw this bicycle fabric at Walmart and it's adorable. Hello. And it came in a little pack with other sunflower fabric. So you'll probably see several project bags made out of that because it's just so cheerful. And I even put in a little ribbon so I could hook my scissor fobs and hook my scissors in. And sorry, I'm like turning the bag inside out. I put in a little glasses case so I can slide my glasses down in it. And I'm not putting a closure at the top. Maybe a snap later, but like I didn't want a zipper. I don't want a Velcro. I don't want anything I can catch my thread on, because that would be me. I would catch my thread and then I would be super sad. In this one is, sorry, I dumped out the pattern earlier. I was looking for a pair of glasses. This has my glitter village in it. I'm sure you've seen these. They're these adorable little houses by Country Cottage Needlework. And I'm stitching them all together in the Called for Colors. This was the very first thing I bought after I saw Flosstube a couple years ago. I saw the fabric and it was sparkly and I loved it. And then it had these adorable little houses and they're all, you know, pale pastel-y, which is kind of funny because it's not usually my personality, but houses, winter, sparkly fabric, that's totally my personality. And so here is the Glitter Village, and I have stitched, I believe, since last time I saw you, these houses up here. I might have had this one done, I can't remember, but I know I stitched the pink one. And then I was going to stitch this one this weekend, but what did I work on? Oh, I worked on my round robin project. So I just need to go back and fill in the color on this. But here is where my Glitter Village stands. And it's adorable. And look how sparkly the fabric is. Ta-da! I'm going to put a border up here. Probably do a border all the way around the outside. So there is project number 4. So I'm going to take the moment to tuck all that back in there, so that later I don't have a giant pile of things that I have no idea where they go. Let me grab a couple more things. Oh, I know one of the other things. My mom in the fall got the, I don't think I have it sitting here. I'm going to give it to somebody, so I think it's downstairs. The philanthropic pumpkin, and I finished mine. So see the cute little pattern? I just had so much fun. This really was a cute little stitch. In fact, I'm thinking about if my mom will let me or wants me to, I would stitch hers so that she can enjoy it too. The little wired curlicues and the little stem. And I think I'm gonna have to take these doll needles and go back and stabilize my stem because it's a little on the wiggly side. But the little pins, and mine's a little different than other people's. The kit comes with a gray, I saw it today, that's way over there. A gray rickrack that's the color of the stem, but I chose to use the orange because when I put my pumpkin together, I cut the circle a little bit bigger because I didn't want to, because on the pattern it like covers up some of the stitching, and I didn't like that. I want to see all the stitching. I think it's a glorious pattern. It was just very fun, little birds and pumpkins. And then it had a piece of like burnt orange linen for the bottom, and I used a piece of chenille that I dyed. Very fun, very fun. Oh, dyeing chenille, dyeing fabric in general. I don't know what there is about it. I just love it. Anyway, I dyed a stack of chenille in various shades of oranges and browns, and I did some pinks and reds. I just had a grand old time that day. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know. Make fun things. Make a table runner. I know that's one of them. Anyway, project finished. Ta-da! I don't get a lot of things finished. And then some of the other things that I avoided stitching on my stocking with were in this little bag that I made. This is my favorite size bag. It's little, I can throw it in a tote and it goes with me. And one day while I was sitting here working, I decided that I would watch Pam and Steph Just Keep Stitching, which I had not watched them before. So this would be like beginning of December, I think it was. Beginning of December. And as I binge watched 120 episodes over the course of, I think, 2 weeks. Like it ran pretty much nonstop. If there wasn't something I had to do and I could either sit and stitch or work or cook or whatever it was, Pam and Steph were talking because I wanted to get caught up. Like I've watched a lot of their like more current ones. I shouldn't say a lot, but within the last 3 months I'd watched their current ones, but I wanted to like binge watch all the old ones and kind of get caught up and familiar with them and their lives. And as I watched them go through their different stitching, which is just a bad thing, because I saw lots of things that I like to stitch or that I thought I would want to stitch. And I was never really interested in stitching a Lizzie Kate, and here's one of them. But as I watched Stephanie stitch these, I thought those are kind of cute. The thing that I didn't like about them, I think, because they're all stitched on. Do I have all of them here? Oh, I thought I did. I must have taken them out. But they're all stitched on kind of brown fabrics as their background. And like I said earlier, brown is just not really my thing. I mean, I get it. Brown's a neutral. It's a base color. All that good stuff. But it's just not me. So one day on a wild hair, as I often get, I took a piece of 28 count, I think it was Monaco. I think it was just something I had from Joann's, gotten at one point. And I lined up my pickle jars, like my mason jars and my pickle jars, and I can't think, whatever empty jars I had. They're all similar sizes. And I decided I was dyeing some fabric for these Lizzie Kates. Sorry, I'm organizing. I'm trying to see if I can hold them all at one time. And so I took the piece of fabric and I cut it into 5 pieces, and then I dyed them. And so I dyed like aqua color and a lavender and a green and a blue and a pink and a brown, because I bought the Lizzie Kate strings that I liked. I bought the winter one and the spring and the summer and the Christmas and the Thanksgiving one. Yeah, Thanksgiving one. I have that one right here. Anyway, only Thanksgiving is going to be stitched on a beigey brown color, but none of the rest, because I went for totally different fabrics. So, and I have one more fabric than because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do spring on lavender or if I wanted to do it on a very like blushy pink. So those are my colors. And here are the ones that I have finished in December. So I finished I don't know if it's called winter or snowy. None of the called for colors. My variegateds, I used DMC's variegated. You can see there. These were supposed to be 608, which is very orangey. I changed it because I like my cardinals to be really red. I mean, that's just how everything was. I mean, really, it was, I'm too lazy to get up and get anything, so if it happened to be laying on my little stitchy tray that I use, that's what I used. So here is the snowy one. And yes, I realized that I'm missing that snowflake. I realized it the other day when I was showing somebody. So there is winter or snow. I don't know what it is. And then here is summer. It's done on a very pale green. Again, with none of the called for colors, using DMC variegated in there for the variegated alphabets or leaves or whatever it is that is on there. That was fun. White was a challenge on all of them for whatever reason. Then I stitched the spring. I decided to do it on lavender. And this is a Weeks Dye Works. It was a peony. Dahlia. It was dahlia, not peony. And then the variegated is, like all of the red and pink in here is the DMC variegated thread that's that color. It's just different. It's either one end or the other. And this is probably my favorite just because I love the colors in it. It's just bright and springy. So that was fun. And then here is my Christmas one. And because I had such a problem seeing the white on this green, I went ahead and beaded all of the white. And so the white alphabet letters there in the middle that were supposed to be white there, I did them a lighter shade of green. And then everything else that was white, I just did beads. So, yeah. And apparently I really like Lizzie Kate, just as long as it's not on brown. So the only one I have left to do, if you haven't been counting, is autumn on this piece of beige that I dyed. So those are one of the things that I did while I wasn't working on my stocking. And I think that makes my projects 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, nope, 5. So Lizzie Kate is 5. And then, since I was going down a Lizzie Kate hole while I was watching Steph, I decided that I had to have these. So I bought Henry because he's cute. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not my total. It's just not usually my thing. But I saw him and I love him. I think the thing I love most is the fact that he has a little tiny pocket watch and a pitchfork, even though mine did not come with a pitchfork. Mine has a, do I have it in here? No. Mine has a shovel. I might have to find a pitchfork because I like the pitchfork. Anyway, I have the fabric already and I've already chosen my blues, which is going to be Presidential Blue and a DMC 37, 50, 55, 56. Anyway, because I don't have the called for colors. I did have the called for fabric. I just don't have the called for colors. And I think my fabric is 32. It's Morris blue. It really is pretty, but I have 32 instead of 30. So my little bunny guy is going to be a little bit shorter, but he's going to be so cute. And he's not started, so technically I can't call him a whip. But since I cut fabric and found flosses for him, can I count him as a whip? Because I do plan on having him stitched by Easter. And I have Clara someplace. I think she's being good and living over in the drawer in the file cabinet in the Lizzie Kate folder. Excuse me. So that is that little project. We'll count him as 6. Then in here is, this is my autumn bag. Again, one I made. Oh, there was my threads for the pumpkin. It was so good. I actually like put them in bags and had cute little cards. Yeah. Very rarely am I that organized. So this is the autumn town that we're stitching. A lot of the people in our Stitch West group were stitching it. Here it is, Autumn Town. This is a very fun little pattern. All of the green that you see here and up here through the houses, that's the background fabric. You don't stitch that part. So you stitch the houses and the trees and the sky, but everything that's like green is all just the fabric. And so Brenda happened to have a piece of Lakeside Linen Pear, and so she cut it into 4 pieces. And so 4 of us out of the people that started it are stitching it on, and mine's really wrinkly because I generally stitch in hand. It's been in a hoop off and on, but in general it's stitching in hand, which is why it's all rolled up and wrinkly. And here's where I'm at. Isn't that like the perfect fabric? Anyway, Brenda had a yard, and so she cut it into 4 pieces. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. This tree, all the red trees are going to be this color, which is Buckeye Scarlet. It calls for DMC and then 2 Glorianas, if I remember right. Yep, 2 Glorianas and 2 Weeks, none of which I had. And so I alternated, you know, with what I had. Buckeye Scarlet is going to be this. This is Orange Marmalade, which, oh my gosh, I've had a beast of a time finding. Just a beast of a time. I gave a piece to Brenda. I hope she had some because, well, I know she had to have had some because she finished hers. Like, she's completely done with the whole entire thing. But anyway, I am out because I'm using Orange Marmalade on a different WIP, which is in that pile, and we'll see it in a minute. And so I'm kind of stuck. Anyway, I'm using Orange Marmalade for one of the colors. I'm using a DMC Variegated for these trees. And so they are all turning out different. I did not have the Gloriana at the time, which I think is called Peach something, and I just saw it. I don't remember what the name of it is though. Anyway, and so since I didn't have the Gloriana, I just made up my own color, which means I stitched, you know, 5 random, I just took 5 random DMCs and stitched them all in. And so that looks like a little autumn tree. That's how the trees looked in Wisconsin when I was growing up. When the colors would change, they look like that variegated. But the called for Gloriana that is in there is lovely. And Brenda gave me a loop of it, so that should get me through most of them, hopefully all of them. Anyway, so I am working on that. No, I didn't get it done. If you want to see it done, it's gorgeous. Brenda, Handwork Maniac, she shows it on her Flosstube. So that's project number 7. Then, oh, this might be downstairs. Nope, she's up here. Do I have a card? Yep, I even have a picture. So I have this fun flamingo bag that I made just because this is what started all the project bags at my house. Because look, it's pink flamingos. It's just a matter that they're pink birds, and I love pink. And they're all shades of pink. And then it has this fun checkered inside. It is adorable. Anyway, in my favorite bag, I am doing Sleeping Princess by Mirabilia. And I'm doing her because this is me. I'm not that thin nor gorgeous. My hair is not that long yet, although I do have COVID hair, pandemic hair, lazy hair, because I don't like to go get it cut. It's just too much hassle. Anyway, I'm doing this because, and when I saw it, I just loved it because, hello, she's the princess in the pea. And that's me. I don't know that I'm a princess, but I'm definitely can tell you if there's a pea in my bed. Yeah, I have like a soft squishy mattress, and then it's got 2 4-inch toppers on top of it and about 9 billion pillows, because if there's a wrinkle in the fabric, if there's a hard spot, yeah, my little fibromyalgia body just does not do happy times on a hard bed. So that looked like me, and I needed to stitch it, and it's been in Q snaps, and I took it out the other day. I have not gotten very far on it. She's going to be my Friday night date, and I started beading her, which may or may not be might be a bad thing, but I just couldn't resist, because look how fun it is with the beads, and it's way easier to count when you can fill in all the, this is kind of a pill to count. It's like, oh, it looks like there's a stitch there, but it's really not, it's a bead. So I started filling them in. And so I haven't decided if I'm going to continue down the sides with the top, or if I'm going to come down on the chandelier, get to the bottom. Because if I finish the chandelier, then I can skip down and start her, because she's right about there. So I would like to get her done. She's on a piece of a 32 count linen that I put a titch pink in, and I don't even know if it shows up. It literally is just very, 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 very pale pink. Because again, I did not want to see her on that color, which is Beach Walk. My mother says, can't you just stitch anything the way that it's actually charted? And I really do try. But in my mind's eye, I see something different. So, this is another, I've been in bag making mode, just because now that I have more than 7 projects, I felt like I needed to have a place to put my 7 projects, because I had all of them living in like 2 bags and it wasn't working for me. And so this bag is this lovely Harry Potter fabric, and a piece of fabric from back in the days when I was quilting. And again, it has, you know, a little place to clip my scissor fob, and has my little glasses in the little case there. Anyway, you don't care about the bag, because I'm not going to make them and nobody else has them. This one has Plum Street Samplers, Judge Not. Judge not that, you be not judged. Anyway, I thought those sheep were so fun. I love the little black sheep and the little red sheep. Fun. Each sheep's a different pattern if you didn't see it. So this is where I'm at on this. Whoops. Again, it's stitched in hand, so it's wrinkly and it's all rolled up. And this is how far I have the words in. And the little black sheep is started, and that's it. I thought I'd be doing a sheep a week, and I didn't. I get really distracted, and then I want to do other things. And it's not that I don't love, because every time I take these out, it's like, oh, I love that one. I should stitch that one tonight. I love them all. So that lives in there, and apparently also in this bag. Oh, because I didn't have another Christmas bag, but now I do. So now I can put this one in the other bag. I'm also stitching, so that's 8. I'm also stitching this early Christmas morning. It's a pin cushion. It measures about 6 inches across. Am I doing it in anything? I'm doing it in the DMCs, I remember that. I'm doing it over 1 because I don't want a 6-inch pin cushion. I just think that would be adorable, very small. So mine's going to be about 3 inches because I'm doing it on over 1 on 28 count. And this is where I'm at. And this is where I'm at. So, just the DMCs, adorable pattern. I really like stitching over 1. Who knew, right? And while I've got it out, I will add it to my very lovely Christmas bag. Since I can, since I have a place for it to live. Then I have a whole, I still have quite a few. This one doesn't have a bag to live in yet. This is a peppermint purple sal that I did last year and did not complete. It's all black work. You chose your own border and your own colors. And that's where I'm at. And when I do it, I love it. But given a choice between straight stitch and cross stitch, apparently I like cross stitch more. So I will finish it because I really would like to see it done. And she has a really fun snowflake one, a snowflake wreath. Oh, it was so cute. Oh, I remember this pattern. This is a modern folk embroidery. I believe it is on platinum. I don't have a cover picture to show you because it was a PDF. I quit working on this because I don't like it. I mean, I love the pattern. I don't like the colors I chose. I did not choose wisely. I don't mind the pink and I don't mind the gray. I don't know what I don't like about it. I like the gray. I just didn't want it to be monochromatic, and so these were the colors I chose. This is a very like raspberry pink. This is a very green, very aqua, very yellow. Yeah, I don't know what happened that day, but I'm not loving it at all. I love the houses. I think I don't like the pink and the blue. So I might have to go back and change those. And it's not even a maybe, it's a I'm gonna have to go back and change those, which is sad because look, I have all the words are done. But isn't it fun? I do love Jacob's patterns. I have a lot of Jacob's patterns. I try very hard not to go to Jacob's site because every time I do, I buy several patterns and I don't need anymore. I literally have like a 2-inch binder full of Jacob's patterns. So I think we're right about 10, maybe. I don't remember. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh no, more like 12. Then in another flamingo bag that I made this is crinkly because it just recently came to live in that bag and it was just living in a plastic bag. Is Blue Flowers Moonlight Sampler, and I love this. I loved it the minute I saw it. I immediately went on and bought it. I think I paused whatever it was that I was watching and bought it. I think I pre-ordered it if I remember right. Yeah, I love the owl, I love the moth, I love, the vine, I love the animals, which is surprising. You won't see me stitch a lot of animals. And the girl on the dock with the dog. Yep, I'm changing her hair. Yes, I'm changing something. I'm changing her hair to be brown. And that's gonna be my daughter. And it's gonna live on my wall at my house until I get tired of it or I die, then she can have it. Because I love everything else about the sampler. I'm stitching it on. Do I have a project card in there? No, I do not have a project card in there. And it lists the threads, it does not list the fabric. I want to say this is Twilight, maybe? I'll have to look it up. I don't remember. Anyway, when I saw that, it's just like, Moonlight Sampler, it needs to be dark. And so I got a very lovely model dark blue, and I started the little vine, but that's all the farther I got. It's on 40 count. It's going to be gorgeous when it is done. And I think if I remember right when I was looking at it, I don't think there's going to be any conflict between the fabric and the colors. I think I might have to lighten up these little purples over here or darken them up. Anyway, I think we might be good, which would be nice. It'd be nice if I could stitch. Oh, look what I just found in between 2 project bags. Oh my goodness. This is not going to be a big deal to you, but it is a big deal to me. Look, my last string of orange marmalade that I will so preciously keep and put in my autumn down sampler before I lose it again. Yeah, I am out. So then I have this fun bag that my girlfriend and I made. This is also something I started in the interim since I've seen you last. It is on 28 count Lugana. I'm doing it 1/1. I started it the day before Halloween, and it is another Carolyn Manning Watermelon tourmaline. I saw this at Stitch West. We went up to Stitchery Express. Sorry, got something in my eye. I saw this at Stitchery Express, and that is totally me. I love the geometric about it. It's pinks, 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 and lots of green. It's gorgeous. And so it had to come live with me, and I liked it so much that apparently I kitted the threads up twice, because here's one set, and here's the set that I'm actually using. I just haven't put these back in the appropriate bags where they go. And here is where I'm at on this. I don't know how to make that be clear and not fuzzy. It's so tiny. So teeny, teeny, tiny. And it's so fun to stitch. And you would think with it being so like squares and triangles that you wouldn't mess up very much. I already did twice. And I don't like picking things out on 28 count at all. So I've had to be really diligent about making sure that I've got the right color in the right spot. And then this is my Halloween bag. Here's my little Halloween scissors. Sorry, I'm looking for the pattern. This one is a Kathy Barrick. I loved this when I saw it. Isn't that funny how some things you just see it and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to have that today. And I don't say that about tons of things, but every once in a while there's just something that's just like, there's no wishy-washing about it. I just love it and I want it to come live at my house right now. Sorry, I'm trying to get it out of the sleeve I have it in. Kathy Barrick's Jack's Urn. So there's the whole entire pattern. There you go. You can see the whole thing there. And there it is up close. And I love the colors in the pot, the flowers against the black. And then I love this variegated background, which was, it's in a silk, which I didn't have. I did a Gentle Arts wood smoke, which is turning out lovely. And then this pumpkin, I don't know what the pumpkin was supposed to be, but I made it Jack's. I made it orange marmalade, which is why I needed so much orange marmalade, because that pumpkin's a pretty darn good sized pumpkin. And I ran out. Apparently you need more than 2 skeins if you're going to do 2 projects in the same color. I don't think I've done anything else with orange. Oh, you know what? I used it on the pumpkin. Anyway, here is Jack's Urn. I got up one morning and decided to stitch right before work and stitched all across the top, and then I've been working on the rest, and it's got a little string hanging off to the side where I'm stuck. And there I'm at. There's where I'm at. I think the last time you saw it, I had just barely started this outline of this pot. Now the pot's done and the sides of the pumpkin are done, and I need to work on the house. I really wanted it done for Halloween, but I was feeling tormented by my stocking. And so what did I do? Did I work on the pumpkin? No. Did I work on the... I actually did work on the pumpkin quite a bit. Did I work on my stocking? No, I did not work on my stocking. I worked on completely different things, which are still sitting over here in a stack. These are just the things that I have in bags. Here is my Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernista. I have not touched it since the last time you saw it, but since we're kind of doing a This Is Where I'm At and Wood Parade all at the same time, here is where it is. Oops, I guess I should have kept that. Oh, I'll just use this one. Very crinkly because it's been thrown in the bag. There. So the unicorn's done, the tree's done, the flag's done. I started working on this and on the little mat he's sitting on, and that's as far as that got. I love it. No, I should say I like it. I do not love this one. I like this one. I thought it was fun. I like unicorns. It was bright. I changed the oranges in it. Any place you see this really blingy orange, I changed to red. And then I took the oranges down to where the yellows would be. So I just deepened up the colors because I was not grooving on the bright orange. Change the orange in the mains, and I'm going to change all the oranges in here. I think the red on the turquoise is going to look gorgeous. I'm very excited to get it done. This is on it's on a 28 count. It was called for Mediterranean seat. I couldn't find it. This is Mediterranean. So pretty close. Pretty close. So we'll crunkle that up and shove it back in the bag. We wouldn't want to be too neat and orderly. And this bag holds all of my summer stitches, which I have 2. One is out of this Blackbird book, Sweet Land of Liberty. I am doing Salute to Abigail. Whoops. Guess it won't do you any good to see the chart. So here it is finished. It's not a new piece, but I like everything in this book. I could stitch it all. I love red, white, and blue. So the last time you saw it, I still hadn't finished the border, and I had her name in here, and I had stitched incorrectly when I was coming down here, and so I had to pull out all of this border, and so I put this back in, and I finished it across here, and I took that out. And I might have put in one of these motifs, I can't remember, or maybe both of them. Anyway, I'm pretty darn close to getting done with this. I just have to put in a motif and her name, and then I think there's 2 motifs over here. And I have a frame for this one already. Excuse me. So that one could be done and framed before July. I would say before spring, but I want to get that rabbit done before spring. I still haven't finished my little freebie one. I got everything done except for her head and hair. I know, isn't that ridiculous? Whoops. Sorry, I didn't realize. Oh, my needle's still stuck in there. It's because when I got it, yeah, okay. See, it doesn't look, see, in real life, I can't really see the white, but there it looks good. Anyway, I just need to stitch her head, and then she's done. And I'm going to make it into a little pillow for 4th of July. Don't ask me who made it. I don't remember. Does it say on the pattern? Oh, Paulette Stewart. It's a Plum Street. Then in this bag also lives My Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. One of the gals in our stitch group is stitching this on smoky white. It is beautiful. And every time she brings it, I want to whip mine out, and I don't. Mine is stitched on 40 count mallow and all of the called for DMCs. I changed one. I want to say it's the leaf color. I can't remember if it's the leaf color or the dark blue, but whatever color is on the chart. It says 3760. I wish I pulled it because it is like blingham blue. Anyway, I had to change it. It just didn't work. I think it was just a little typo at the end. I don't think it's supposed to be 3760. I think it's supposed to be something else that I can't remember. Because this is the blue that is the same, like these two are in the same color family, and they work so much better together. Anyway, that's what I did. I haven't been back to it. There's something else that I changed. Oh, I don't think it was like an intentional change. It was I didn't think that it needed, that I could see it very well, and it's these little squares. Like one is ecru and one is white. So I just need to pick one and go with it. Apparently they both show up fine. I was just having craziness that day. So it's all back in that bag with all the random flosses. Then I have this one that I think that maybe you see this. Let's see. How do you like that trick? I don't know what I just did. Hang on. There. Sorry about that. I just happened to catch my phone. I was sitting on top of my notes. I think that I already showed you this, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It's out of a book that I got at the thrift store. Has older patterns in it and there's a couple that I like. So well worth the, I think I paid $1 for the book. I think $1. Anyway, I'm stitching this piece called I Believe in Love. It's very dated. I don't like the colors, of course. The dusty roses. I'm going to change the pink. I don't mind the burgundy. I'm not going to frame it in a matte. That doesn't work for me. I picked a piece of chocolate raspberry to stitch it on, which I really like the fabric, surprisingly enough, since it's brown. And sorry, I'm looking for something to put it on so that it, because it's very, like you can see through it. Can you see? It's very sheer. Anyway, I picked this piece of fabric. I knew it was going to be tight. I just didn't plan on it being as tight as it is. But like I'd planned on doing an additional like different fabric around the edges, and so I wasn't too overly concerned that it was going to be super tight. But this is the wonkiest piece of fabric because when I got to the other end, it's like seriously close. Yeah, they really need to cut linen the way they do thread, where they like where you pull a thread and then you cut along the thread. That would eliminate this problem. Anyway, it's going to be really close, and I'd already gotten this far and I don't want to go back and start it again, but this is really cutting it close over there. So until I figure out what to do about that, it might just have to live in timeout. While my brain ponders it, I have yet to come up with something. It's in one of my porn bags that my mom fixed for me, so it no longer says porn on the front of it. And so those things have been keeping me busy. And then the other things that have been keeping me busy, sorry, I've got 9 million things on my desk, is I still haven't finished my little biscornu from the EGA. I just have to basically stitch around the back and then, you know, put it together. Then I also, oops, I didn't pull the pattern for that one. This is Blue Flower. It's the Tudor Bee. It's on a piece of 40 count French lace, and the colors are just whatever I had in my stash, because I started it last year during pandemic and things, you know, things were what they were. Oh, there's philanthropic again. So that's going to go to a friend. Then one of my other project is one by River Drift House. I got it at Creative Poppy. It's called Mayflower 400. And I bought this because I like the pattern and I really wanted to do something a little bit different color-wise than, you know, like traditional Thanksgiving colors, because it's got this light blue and it's got a lavender and a gray blue. I mean, it's fun. I love the alphabet on it. It was an anniversary piece. And so I thought it would be really fun, but I'm just not loving it. So yeah, this is the second of the projects that I need to rethink the colors on. Because as much as I want to love the colors, I'm just not loving the colors. It's on a piece of 18 count Ada Gray Fog. And here is where I'm at. Whoops, sorry, I picked up that piece of orange marmalade again. So I've got the top part done. I've already had to adjust the grays in it because the gray, the lightest gray, was the same color as the fabric. And but this purple right here, this lavender, it's very pale too. Anyway, not loving the colors. Apparently when it comes to Thanksgiving, I really want to see, you know, rust and brown and orange and gold, olive greens. So I may be rethinking the lavenders in there, and it really won't go with anything that I have Thanksgiving-y because I don't have anything that's that color. Then the last thing that I started is this. It's a modern folk embroidery, the Linnets Song. I just thought this was so pretty when I saw it. I love the birds. I love the flower. I love the pot. I love the alphabet. I love the birds. I like that it's long and skinny. I just like it a lot. And in my normal picking pink as a color, because I just really wanted to see it in pink. Sorry, it's got thread all over it. I chose these two shades of pink. I don't know why that needle has white in it, because I'm not stitching it in white. It's done in a dark pink, like a raspberry pink, and then a medium pink on pink. I think this is Vintage Rose, if I remember right. 40 count. I don't think I did it 1/1. I had lost my mind if I did. No, it's on 40 count to over 2. And then my alternate color, my other color is going to be this green, because I would like to see, I like that for a mess. I would like to see the leaves and stuff in the green. So rotating the green and the pink and the alphabet. Pinks for the flowers, green here, pink around the edge. So that was one of my other distractions when I was not working on my stocking. And then my last, I think this is my last thing. Oh, yep, this is the last one. It was 2019 Modern Folk Embroidery Jacobs. It was that piece of marmalade is going to get lost yet. There. 2019 Sal that I did not finish. I did good till March, January, February, March. Yep, 3 months. That's about my average here. I would like to finish it. I love the colors I chose. It's on a piece of alabaster. And I chose this burgundy. I think it's 815. So it's pretty red. Some gold and a very bright navy and a green. And those are my colors. And I kind of got stuck through here because I decided I needed some brown. And that's kind of where I ended. So it is so pretty. Isn't it pretty? I love the colors together. This used to be my color palette in my living room. Not anymore. But still pretty. Yeah. So there's my WIPS. I think there's like 17-ish if I remember right. Sorry, because now I'm getting all kinds, because I pulled out those couple that didn't have bags. 17 projects, which is a lot for me. If I got even a portion of them done this year, I would be super happy. Oh, I would like to finish my calendar tags. Where is my calendar tags? Now that I say that. I don't know where my calendar tags are because they're not in this pile. That's disturbing because I've seen them because I've been working on them. Oh, they might be in my bag from this weekend because I did take them with me. I finished my August tag that you saw me stitching on last, and I started the number 2 because I have to make 2 2s for the calendar numbers right here. So, yeah. So August. And I would like to get March done next so that after January, I have February done, and then I want to have March and 2 and a couple 2s. And yeah, that's all my WIPs. I have lots of things on my list of things I want to stitch, but until I get a couple of these done, I don't want to start anything new. So I'm hoping to get Salute to Abigail done and the Bunny Rabbit done. And the last Lizzie Kate string that I'm going to stitch, that Thanksgiving one. So any one of those 3 you should see next time stitched up, and you should also see my round robin. I'll try to remember to take a picture of it before I send it off to the next person. I think Amy gets it next. I'm not going to do the little, this is what I have in the wings, because I have a lot. I think when I kitted things up last March, I had 56 or 7 things that I could put a pattern, fabric, and the majority of the flosses together, which was really scary because I still have a lot of floss hanging over there on the wall and a drawer full of fabric. So this year my goal is to not buy any more patterns because I have more patterns than I can stitch in my lifetime. So y'all just need to quit designing cute things because for at least 12 months I can't buy anything, and even then I really don't need any more. But thank goodness I had some patterns to choose from, because as soon as I get done stitching one of probably Abigail, I think she's the closest one to being done. Sorry, I'm looking at my pile here going, I don't remember. I want to stitch this. This is from Willow Hill Samplings, and it's called My Family Tree. And I love this. This is another one of those, I saw it, click, I went and bought it. Because I just like it. It's like Jane Austen-y, and look, it's got 3 kids. And instead of putting these silly little dogs in here, I'm gonna put in all 3 of my boys over here and all 3 of my girls over here. So I'm very excited. And I have the fabric right here. It's just going to be I think it's going to be, sorry, 36 count Winter Moon, which is, it's fairly accurate. Anyway, and so I've been slowly collecting the overdyes as I find them, because I would like to do the majority of it in overdyes. Maybe there are the tree and the grass in particular. I could probably get away with the clothes because they're a little bit smaller and not an overdyed. But I'm very excited to start that. So that's my next thing. I have lots of things that I've purchased in the last 4 or 5, whatever amount of months it's been. But you don't need to see all of it today. I will show you as we go along. It'll be a surprise. It might be a surprise to me too, because a lot of it's kitted up. So that'll be fun. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you or should tell you. Oh, I did. Sorry, I'm looking for, I was seeing if I had the other one here. So I bought this. So I have one of these. I usually carry my calendar tags in it because it's perfect. It's just one of these little sew kit boxes that now I won't be able to open because, why can't I open it? Because I'm impaired. Anyway, it's just a cute little stitchy box. It's flat. It's maybe a 1/2 inch thick, and it has a magnet here. And I usually lay in some of my tags that are cut, and then I can just stitch on the borders because, heck, I've done so many of them. I know the border by heart. And I usually keep in the 3 flosses that make the border and some needles. And this is perfect because it fits in my little tiny purse because I carry a very small purse intentionally, because if I didn't, it would look like a tote bag because I would have to carry everything in it. Anyway, one day when I was stitching with my other one, I thought, you know what, because I have a little bead mat that looks like this. My other one's gray, but this one's black. And I thought, you know what, I'll bet you my bead mat fits in that. And so, I wish I could find I thought it was sitting here, but right now it's probably buried under all my project bags. I'm thinking it is, because it was just sitting here. Anyway, look, this little bead mat fits perfect in there. I didn't take off the sticky back on this because this black one's not going to go in this one. I already have a pink one in the little pink tray with my Sleeping Princess beads on it. Anyway, look, I was so happy because look, it'll stick in there, and then this shuts, and it'll keep my beads safe, and they really stick to the mat. And then over here my little beading needles can lay. So yeah, that really is sticky. So I'm very excited. This little black thing is going in my car. That's why I don't want to permanently attach it to that. I mean, I could probably pull it off, but heck, I don't know what I did with the little cover that was on top so it didn't get sticky everywhere, or not, didn't stick to everything. Only person I know who can sit in one spot and lose everything. Anyway, if you need a little thing, a little container for your sticky mat, this little thing is perfect. And if you take the little sticky part off, or the little paper on the bottom, it sticks in. I wish I could find my other one. Sorry, it's bothering me. Anyway, I'll show you the next time. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, I just thought it was cool because it was like the perfect size. And it fits something I already had. I had the little mat, and then I had this, and I put them together. Now I have to find a new thing for my tags. I think I put it in a small makeup bag. Anyway, it's been fun. I've missed you. I think about you lots. I think about, I caught up on, this has been back in November. I caught up on Long Dog Stitcher, Jenny. I love watching her. And yeah, I don't know. She just makes my heart happy. It was fun watching her finish all of the ornaments for her her nieces and nephews and listening about her kids, and she's like me. Every once in a while she gets 2 or 3 months behind, and so it was fun to catch up with her. And she's always super sweet and makes comments on my videos, so that makes me happy. Yeah, so that's all that we're up to at the house. My mom is stitching, and we're still unpacking her stuff and getting it situated and trying to get a small kitchen put in. We have the stove and the fridge and everything. We just don't have counters. So once we get or not counters, counters and cabinets. Right now it's just, yeah. It's a bit of a mess while we're waiting for things. So the stove and the fridge look very lonely in the little tiny space that we have allotted for it. And yeah, I can't think of anything else. My mom is fun to live with. Stitching group says that we should have, well, she won't come on. She keeps telling me that she'll come on if I let her put a bag on her head. So we were laughing the other day when we were stitching at Stitch Group that we should, yeah, we would put a bag over her head. It would be a project bag. But I said, you could just sit next to me and be like the Charlie Brown teacher voice that's always off to the side, you know, wah, 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 and make comments, since she doesn't want to be seen on camera. But it would be fun if she would come on. And the stitching group said that we should have a segment called Life with Mom or Moments with Mom, because sometimes we have some entertaining times. The most recent one that I can think of was right before Christmas, in between Christmas and Thanksgiving. It must have been right before Thanksgiving, because I put my tree up early. Anyway, my pre-lit tree that I've had for, I don't know, quite a few years, the lights wouldn't light up in like the 2/3 of the middle section. So it had lights at the top and lights at the very bottom, but nothing in the center. And no matter what I did, I could not get them to light up. And so I decided that I was just going to take all the lights off. I bought, you know, 7 boxes of new lights. Yes, I like a lot of lights on my tree. That's about average. I think they say 100 per foot of tree. It's not like the trees when my kids were little and I had like 1,500 lights on it. They blazed. Well, I've reduced that over the course of time. But anyway, I was going to take the lights off, and my mom said one day while I was in the living room with the tree fussing about it, that she would take the lights off while I was working. And I said, oh, okay, that I would appreciate that. And as I reached down to unplug the lights from the wall, she took the scissors and reached out and went snip and cut them. And I'm surprised she didn't electrocute herself. But she didn't. And then she cut all the lights off the tree for me so that I could rerun the wires. So now I just have to zip tie them so that I can put them all back in the box and put it in the garage. But I'm in no rush. I like the lights. The lights at this time of year when it's so dark outside. I don't know what time it is right now. Oh, it's a little bit later than I thought it was. It wasn't this late earlier. Duh. Anyway, when it gets dark early, I like the fact that the lights all go on at 4:30 and they stay on until after I go to bed. And then they click off. So I don't care if the tree is up, and I have a small tree in one bedroom and a tree right here. Sorry, I keep looking at it because it's right here next to my desk. And I'm not taking those down. The 4-foot tree that's in the bedroom down the hallway is white with colored lights, and I love looking at it at night. And this one next to my desk is a tall, skinny 7 or 8 foot tree with white lights, and I love looking at it in the morning when I come in here and go to work bright and early long before the sun comes up. So it makes me happy, and I think that they're just going to stay up, and who knows, maybe I'll get super ambitious, and in addition to finishing all 17 of these projects, I'll finish a bunch of Christmas ornaments and just cover with cross stitch ornaments. Yeah, don't hold your breath, but it is a thought. Maybe I might get one done. So anyway, I've rambled long enough. I hope to see you again. I will try to be more regularly. I'm hoping by the next time we do this that I will have figured out whatever weird little glitchy thing is with the camera. It would be nice if, because it's up and it's like it's set up, and it came with a Mongo size microphone. So I didn't even think about the microphone. I probably could have used that And I have a microphone. I didn't use, yeah, I use nothing. So I hope you can hear me. For all I know, you can't hear me. And I've been talking for 50 minutes to myself. Anyway, I hope to have all of those things resolved. Next time when you see me, I want to have my round robin done and my Salute to Abigail sampler done. Maybe in a frame. And a good start on, or finish my tag that I already have started that you haven't seen because I can't find it. It's probably in the other room. So I hope you have a great month. I'm going to say I will be back next month. That way, if I'm back sooner, I won't have failed. So sometime the end of February, maybe sooner if I get super ambitious. You don't need to see me all the time. I don't have tons and tons of stitching done every single time you see me. I work and I have people I take care of and 5 million household projects I'm trying to get done. And when I say it is I because my husband has gone a lot. So unfortunately, I am a practical girl and stitching falls at the bottom of my list. Maybe it needs to stitch at the top of my list. Oh, totally unrelated. But it made me think of things I really love to do, which is stitch. Stitch and sew. But at Christmas time, my husband's work had their Christmas party, and they got to, based on top sales down, blah, 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 blah. They got to choose things for their Christmas presents, and last year he won a TV. This year he came home and he had a virtual reality, I don't know what they're called, a virtual reality headset, an Oculus Quest 2. Anyway, and he came in and he's like, I think I got you something that you'd like. It's like, no, this is your present. You need to like it. And it's like, well, I thought you would like it because you like gadgets. Well, apparently I do. I didn't think I was going to, but he came in and dropped it on my desk and he's like, when I come home, I want to be able to look at the pyramids and go to this museum and do X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, you do realize, I called him later, it's like, I work all day. When am I going to have time to set this up? Because it's not just like, oh, put the headsets on, make sure that the batteries are in the little controller things and so that they work. I said, there's you have to set up an account and then you have to go find games and there was stuff to do. None of it hard, just time consuming. So I went and looked at reviews on games, and I got some games, some free games and a couple $10 games and then a Star Wars game because my grandson loves Star Wars, and so I thought he would enjoy that. Which, by the way, he did. When he came over a couple weekends ago, and I only let him do it because first time, and it was so fun to watch him. I should put a video of that at the end because that was really entertaining. Yeah, because he did not have any of the problems that the 50-year-old had when she was trying to figure out how to play the game. Within 20 minutes or so, he had it down, and yeah, it's insane how fast they pick up on things. Anyway, who knew that I would be a gamer in another life? And it's not that, there's a lot of the games that I really don't care for or like, but there's one that's like an exercise type program, and I love that. I get to exercise, at least get some cardio in a beautiful setting to music I like. Oh, yeah, it makes my day. It really does make my day. And then there's a couple games that are like puzzle games, which I love puzzles. And so that super appeals to me. And yeah. So I get up in the morning, and in addition to my stitching and my reading my scriptures, I also spend some time exercising. I do it in quotations because to me it's so fun, even though I am literally sweating and out of breath long before I get done. It's just fun and it makes me feel good. Anyway, it's been fun. That's the only other new thing in our life. So yeah, we'll see you in a month. Get lots of stitching done. And if you're in the Utah area and you want to stitch with us, send me a message and I'll let you know where and when. And you can come join our little group. We're getting to not be a little group. I think there's 13 of us now. So we've been having fun. Anyway, I enjoy watching you guys. I'm sure I said it 100 times. You make my day when I get to see you. I love listening to Stitchy talk. I love talking about stitchy stuff, and yeah, maybe when I'm older and grayer, we can sit around and do that all day. Anyway, I hope you're all safe and healthy, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.
There's some spots over here, guys.
Sad.